Hello, everyone at Estevão Lives. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Amazing. Meanwhile, how about this? President Trump signing an executive order ending all federal taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants.
Lucas Tomlinson is live in Washington with more. Hey, Lucas.
Well, good morning, Ainsley. Good morning, guys. Some eye-opening numbers for you this morning. President Trump's executive order bars illegal aliens from receiving federally funded benefits to the total of $177 billion. And here's a little breakdown for you. It includes $59 billion for Obamacare premium tax credits, $43 billion for the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit, $40 billion for Medicaid and Children's Health Insurance Program, $15 billion for food stamps, $13 billion for children nutrition programs, and $4 billion for the supplemental security income. A lot of acronyms for you this morning. The Federation for American Immigration Reform estimates that federal expenditures on illegal aliens in 2023 total nearly $66.5 billion. This includes more than $23 billion in federal medical expenditures and $11.6 billion in welfare benefits. The Manhattan Institute estimates that every new illegal immigrant has about an average cost about $130,000 to the American taxpayer. A lot of numbers this morning. Now, this isn't the only government program getting cut. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered his senior military leaders to develop a budget to slash defense spending by 8%. He's ordered the proposed cuts on his desk by February 24th. In a memo released last night, the Pentagon says, quote, "We must act urgently to revive the warrior ethos, rebuild our military, and establish deterrence. The Department of Defense is conducting this review to ensure we are making the best use of taxpayers' dollars in a way that delivers on President Trump's defense priorities effectively, efficiently, and effectively." Now, 17 categories would be exempt from these budget reductions in the Pentagon, including military operations at the southern border, nuclear weapons and missile defense programs, as well as building drones and munitions, guys.
Look, this is my opinion. I couldn't be more satisfied with the measures that Donald Trump is taking to protect our country resources. Donald Trump has once again demonstrated that his commitment is to the American citizens, ensuring that taxpayer-funded benefits are directed to those who truly need them. Donald Trump's decisions to cut taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal immigrants is a crucial step in the restoring order and fairness in the system.
Wow. So that number, it can be reduced, but it can't be. You can't just knock it down to zero, right?
That's correct. That's correct, Brian. And right now, the United States is spending about 3.5% of our economy on defense. During the Reagan buildup, that was about 6%. In Jimmy Carter's day, the low point was 4.5% of the economy. So some people like Roger Wicker want to see a boost in defense spending with all the hotspots around the world right now.
It'd be interesting to see them lean out at the same time they build up.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
Lucas, the administration saying no more federal taxpayer benefits for illegals. What about people here that are on working visas? They're here legally, so would they still be able to tap into Obamacare?
This is only for the illegal immigrants, so green card holders, if I'm understanding your question correctly, it's just for the illegal aliens that entered the country.
Got it.
Well, Lucas Thompson, his paperwork's in order.
It is.
Don't worry about you.
Thank you, Lucas.
I think this is remarkable. I mean, we always knew they were on, they were getting benefits from the federal government, but when you see the breakdown of the billions of dollars that they've been getting, I'm with Ainsley, though. If you have TPS, for example, and you're going through the asylum process, you have a work visa at the time, okay, I understand that you're contributing while you're going through the legal process. But the moment that it's rejected by the courts and they say that you have a final deportation order, you got to go.
Yeah. Well, the asylum is if you're being persecuted in your country, if it's not safe to stay in your country. So that's a different, but they have to argue their case when they go, before the judge. The Trump administration, when they signed this executive order, said, "My administration will uphold the rule of law, defend against the waste of the hard-earned taxpayer resources, and protect benefits for American citizens in need." They talk about those with disabilities and our veterans.
So if you can take a chunk out of this, remember the goal is to save $1 trillion. You can take a huge chunk out of this per year. That is getting you there. Let's say $250 billion. Number one is only, how many, was 260 people crossed? on a day now, and it used to be, what, up to 8,000?
In all the sectors.
So that's going to go down. The other thing is, I'm with you, Lawrence, if it's the criteria with this administration.
That's right.
But the other criteria with the previous administration was if you cross
It was the act,
and you
just
say,
an
hey,
act. Yeah.
I feel threatened, and that's not good enough.
I agree.
Well, they got to say, okay, tell me why you can't go to a different portion of your country if you feel threatened.
Well, not just that, Bri. The law says that you have to stop at that first country that offers asylum. A lot of them were just coming straight to America
This is so
and not
much
going through the
money,
process.
man.
But apparently the number
So money,
that is quoted is $450 billion that we would be. That's how much money they have spent on the gotaways and illegals in this country.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
also, we've heard a lot of talk about possibly you getting a check. If you're a taxpayer and they're saving all of this money, if they're saving $1 trillion annually, there's been talk that maybe you would get 20%,
That's
or
so
Americans
crazy.
would get 20% of the savings, and then 20% would go to cut down on our
And
debt.
so you're going to have to do some convincing of Brian Kilmeade because he disagrees.
He
with
wants it
this
all to
plan.
pay down the
He
debt.
wants to pay down the debt. I think people want tangibles, and they want to see the money in their pocket immediately because we feel left behind. A lot of folks have to endure with COVID and all that, and so I think it would help the economy if people saw
You know
that
why
money.
I like it too? A lot of people aren't watching the news. A lot of people don't even know that this is the conversation, that he's saving money. Most people are aware, but not everybody. But if you get a check in the mail and it's $5,000, that helps your family.
Yeah, here's President Trump on possibly getting this dividend check out.
Elon Musk is proposing essentially giving money to Americans based on what Doge is finding. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I love it. A 20% dividend, so to speak, for the money that we're saving by going after the waste and fraud and abuse and all of the other things that are happening. I think it's a great idea.
How much money do you think could
Agree a lot. I mean, if it's 20%, would give back a lot of money to the taxpayer. And also would give an incentive for the taxpayer to go out and report things to us where we could save money.
It's a good point, too.
It is a good point.
In real time, just like taxes on tips, he's sitting in front of that Las Vegas audience and said, you guys live off tips. That is good instincts. I like the idea of going back into the economy. So if you give Mr. and Mrs. Johnson $5,000, they can go get their lawnmower or the thing, or maybe do something on their house. That helps the economy. But I just also think the whole mindset of tightening your belt, getting those minimum payments paid. And I thought Elon Musk nailed it yesterday. As deep a thinker as he is and as brilliant as he is, I thought he knocked it down simply and directly with why he's going through every department, why we need a department of efficiency to begin with. Listen.
If we don't solve the deficit, there won't be money for medical care. There won't be money for Social Security. We either solve the deficit or all we'll be doing is paying debt. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done. That's why I'm here. There's a lot of rich people out there. They should be caring more about the country, because the reason they should be caring more about the country is if America falls, what do you think is going to happen to your business? What do you think? Do you think you're going to be okay if the ship of America sinks? Of course not. Like, what I'm doing here, what the president's doing, it's just long-term thinking. The ship of America must be strong. The ship of America cannot sink. If it sinks, we all sink with it.
You know what I liked about that moment? Throughout the interview, you saw the banter between the president back and forth with Elon Musk. But that moment when he's talking about the debt, he looks Sean right in the eyes and he goes, this is not optional. Like, we won't survive as a country. And you got the impression that this is personal for him. He's not getting anything out of this. This is him saying, if you want to save the country, we have to start right here.
Yeah, Trump was saying it's a thankless job, and Elon's
But
going
it's
after
so
it.
easy,
Elon
man.
also,
It's so easy
what I
to
liked,
do
he
it.
said, it's better than saying, just trust us. We're saving you money. We want full transparency. So they gave out the website. They said, so what we're doing with Doge, just go check it out for yourself.
Yes.
He said, go to doge.gov,
So easy
and
to
you
do
can
that.
see every action that's being taken.
Right. And I'll just
For too long, millions of dollars have been diverted to people who entered the country illegally, while American citizens struggled. Donald Trump understands that veterans, workers, and law-abiding citizens must be the government's priority. Moreover, Donald Trump has shown courage in confronting so-called sanctuary cities, which defy federal law and encourage illegal immigration. These cities put everyone's safety at risk, and it is unacceptable for them to continue receiving federal funding. Thanks to Donald Trump, this money will be redirected to projects that benefit Americans. Another essential aspect of Donald Trump's measure is the end of programs that facilitated illegal immigration through bureaucratic loopholes, such as the misuse of parole authority. Donald Trump understands that the immigration system must be fair and follow the law without loopholes that compromise the country's security. In addition to protecting citizens, Donald Trump is ensuring that taxpayers' money is used responsibly. The waste of public funds on benefits for illegal immigrants has always been a problem, but Donald Trump had the courage to put an end to this harmful practice. By eliminating unnecessary regulations and reducing the size of the government, Donald Trump is promoting a more efficient and effective administration. This demonstrates his commitment to a government that works for the people, not against them. It is undeniable that Donald Trump is making the right decisions to strengthen the United States. His commitment to security, the economy, and justice is unwavering. Once again, Donald Trump proves that he puts Americans first, and that is the leadership the country needs.